Here's how to optimize your LinkedIn profile to rank in AI engines and to convert more revenue, which is what it's all about. If your LinkedIn profile isn't designed properly, then you're losing sales and you're non-existent to AI engines. Here's how to fix that. So most people treat LinkedIn like a CV. I think that's a big mistake. So LinkedIn's not your CV, it's your shopfront. It's really important that people know when they come in who you serve, how you help, what the vibe is, what they can get from you, how much it costs, how you're going to serve them. It's also where AI engines are going to go to check you out. So think ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Alexa in your living rooms, Siri on your Apple phones, Gemini on your Samsung. These are all AI engines, and there's going to be more and more popping up as we go along. And they're all trying to scan LinkedIn for who are you and how do you serve your customers and why does it matter and what happens if they don't do something with you, or what happens if they do something with you, what are the outcomes, how do they get in touch with you, all of those kind of things they're trying to understand. So for your headline for a start off, stop missing this opportunity and just putting CEO or managing director. What you want to have in your headline is who you are, how you help, who you serve, why it matters, etc. And your profile's not about you, it's not your career story. You've got to think of it like your website. It's not about how amazing you are and telling everybody how good you are, how amazing your products are. Nobody really cares about that. All they care about is what's in it for me. How are you going to help me? How do you serve me? Why would I do it with you? You know, all of that information needs to come across. And then equally, how do they work with you? So if people, they say, need to consume at least 2 hours of content and they need to have at least 11 touch points with you. So how do they work with you? So do you have lead magnets that you can give them some stuff for free? Not fluff, but real value, real free stuff that they could go away. If you give someone something for free and they go away and they action it and they see that it works, they then see that you're predicting all this other stuff that you can do, they trust you, they believe you that that's actually going to help them. So have some lead magnets that are free. Invite people to webinars and invest in that and put them on. Have video on there so that they can start to bring it all together. A good sales letter video even that talks about how you help and who you serve and what happens if they do it with you, and list 2 or 3 things. What are the outcomes that happen? And if they don't do it, what are the risks that happen? And maybe talk about in that sales letter video your objections that you normally get. Think of all of the objections you normally get and then cover it in the video. What you're going to be cutting out here is the early sales calls, the time it takes for you to get that information across to somebody. So now, by the end of that sales letter video, it's almost that your potential customer should be able to see it is for me or it's not for me. The next logical step is, well, how do I buy? It's very different to, how do I find out more information? You're going to save yourself loads of time if you start doing some video. You're going to want to have in there some case studies. You're going to want to have some social proof from clients, some reviews, etc., so they can see that you can actually do it for them. If you can, you want to bring your team together. You do some employee generated content so they can see, well, who are they working with? Who are the team? That's always really powerful. And the bit that most people miss because they just don't want to sell. So we feel so uncomfortable selling, but in most of your posts on LinkedIn, there should be no sales. And you want to have in there something that calls people to action. So why is that more important now than ever? Well, we're entering into an AI world, and those that Mr. AI knows, that have been introduced to Mr. AI properly, will win. So if you think about your LinkedIn, then if all of these AI engines are going to be scanning people's LinkedIns for who they are, how they help, how they serve, they're going to be looking for the most authoritative people, the people that stand out, that talk about certain specialist subjects the most. If you're doing this and you have a LinkedIn newsletter and you're seen as an industry leader, then it wouldn't be surprising for those AI engines to mention you when someone's asking for your services. If you do nothing, then it's just, how's it gonna know? And I think LinkedIn is going to be one of the most important factors, because LinkedIn is a platform where you have real people show up, and so you're going to have real identity, social proof, video, and it's got to be frequently updated. So how the LinkedIn platform works in terms of its aggressive nature of getting fakes off the platform, it's going to be a really good reference to real humans that can add value, and those AI engines being able to reference. So it almost becomes much more powerful than your website in an AI world in the future, I think, when AI is making decisions. So the stronger your LinkedIn presence now, the more signals you're sending to AI in tomorrow's world in a year's time. So the stronger your LinkedIn presence now, the more signals you're going to send to AI engines in tomorrow's world in a year's time, and for years to come. And you're not just building for today's buyer, you're training AI for the future of sales. So your profile, your content, your engagement, and your recommendations, well, everything that you do on LinkedIn is going to be helping you and serving a purpose moving forward. I think there's a unique opportunity to position yourself that way, because there's still only 1% of all the people on LinkedIn who write the content. So only 1% are content creators. So that gives you a huge opportunity. If you think 90% of jobs are going to go, and only the people that move quickly and have the agency to move really quickly in tomorrow's world, then you're going to be the 1% club on LinkedIn as a reference. Of course, you'll have to do loads of other things, update all of your business profiles, structure all your data, sort out your website, sort out the content that you write, do a lot more video, content. But on the other hand, a strong LinkedIn is going to be a really good reference for those AI engines for authenticity and authority and being an industry leader. This is how you future-proof both your brand and your personal brand in an AI economy. I think the opportunity is huge, and I think LinkedIn is the game to up now. If you want to know exactly how to do this, we have a webinar coming up in a few days' time. In fact, we have webinars monthly, so I'll put a link into the comments. It will take you to our webinar event page, and you can register on one of those webinars. There are 6 that we do every single month. And also, if you comment guide, then I will give you 2 or 3 guides to exactly how to up your game on LinkedIn, how to do everything I've just discussed in this video for yourself. And all of that's free. So go see the links.